versus Vanessa Bell, 24725 and 193244.
Attorney Corey Westmoreland appearing on behalf of Ms. Bell. Ms. Bell, would you please state your full name for the record?
Vanessa Dawn Bell.
All right, thank you. And so today is the date that we're going to conduct the arraignment on the current matter, and then an outstanding matter from July 19 out of Riverview, as your client is currently in custody. And so, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like you to know that Ms. Bell currently is residing in River Rouge. She's not currently on probation or parole. I don't believe she has any other matters other than these pending out of this court. And after speaking with her at length, she did assure me that she would be appearing at all future court dates. I just ask that all that be taken into account when assessing bond on behalf of Ms. Bell.
Okay. All right, and so ma'am, what is your, actually the court will waive the formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty, schedule the 193244 matter relatively quickly. We're going to do June 10th, which is Monday at 10:40 a.m. And on the wind-up matter, the court will also waive the formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty. Schedule this matter for pretrial on June 26th. At 11:20 a.m. And ma'am, where in, what is your address in River Rouge? Because we have a different one.
191 Fairmont.
That's Fairmont, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is the zip code?
I'm not sure. 48. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what the zip code is. I just moved there like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, and who do you live there with?
Jesse Ramirez.
And where do you work?
I am currently not working right now.
Well, when were you last employed?
Probably about 5 years ago. I had to I had an issue with my employer, and I had to sue him, and it's caused a lot of mental anguish with me, and I haven't really been back to work since.
Well, ma'am, how are you supporting yourself?
My mom helps me out, and I was staying with my fiance passed away last year. I was staying with his family, and his family took care of us.
Who's us?
Me and my fiance that passed away.
So, ma'am, with all due respect, how old are you?
I'm 43.
43. And so when I asked how are you supporting yourself, you told me your mom helps you out, and then that you and your fiance, your late fiance, had lived with his family. So you're not supporting yourself at all. And
I don't leave the house. I had a fear of leaving the house for a long time. So I'm just now kind of getting out back into the world.
And when did you start getting back out into the world, ma'am?
Probably like 4 months ago, maybe. I started to kind of venture back out in the world.
Okay, well, ma'am, if you were to test today, what's in your system?
Probably methamphetamines and weed.
And you don't have a valid prescription for either one, would that be correct?
I have a prescription for Adderall.
Okay, but you don't have a prescription for methamphetamine, you don't have a prescription for marijuana, is that correct?
Oh, ma'am.
Okay, and so why haven't you appeared in your matter out of Riverview in this court?
My dog had attacked another dog, and the city had taken my dog for about a month. And when I went to court, and they told me that I could have my dog back, I went and picked him up, and they had neglected him so badly I had to put him down. And it's just been a very hard last 4 years, and I just didn't deal with it because it was hard to deal with. He was my emotional support dog.
All right, well, here's what the court's going to do. Based upon your previous failure to appear on the 193244 matter, the court's going to order a $3,500 10% bond. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed. And on the 24725 matter, the court's going to order a $3,500 10% bond. In the event you post bond, ma'am, you're not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed. You're to have a GPS tether, and you're to participate in random testing. Any questions?
How much is the bond?
Well, between both, it would be $700. And given your previous history of a failing to appear and the allegations that are in these matters, that's a relatively low bond, ma'am. And in the event that you post bond and you are released from jail, you need to then contact probation to set up your testing, ma'am.
Okay.
Anything else, counsel?
Not this time, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Have a good day. Good luck to you, ma'am. All right, let's go. On the record, in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Kenneth Beaudry, 24709. And appearance, I'm sorry, your name for the record, Detective Harris?
Detective Haskin, Wyandotte Police Department.
I mean, dang it, I did that earlier too, Detective Haskin. Okay, and please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear from the testimony you're about to give this matter to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, thank you. And you may proceed on the warrant.
On June 2nd, 2024, I was contacted by Detective Sergeant Grote, who relayed the following information to me. Kenneth Beaudry, who lives at 1840 Lindbergh Street in Wyandotte, Michigan, was confronted by a group known as 814 Pred Hunters, led by Brian Knapp, who claimed Beaudry has been messaging underage decoys sexually explicit messages. Knapp confronted Beaudry, who then admitted to communicating with the girls, knowing they were underage, as well as admitting to having child sex material on his digital devices. Wyandotte officers Stathakis and Cox were dispatched to the address where Beaudry admitted to them he possessed child material and willingly showed them the material. A search warrant was completed and the devices were confiscated. Beaudry agreed to speak with detectives about the incident. During the interview, Beaudry admitted to texting 3 girls he believed to be 15 years old, and 12 years old, and sending them explicit messages. He stated he was going to meet them in Pennsylvania on May 31st to party and have sex with them, but then decided not to. Beaudry stated approximately 1 year ago, he added a woman on Facebook who he began exchanging messages with. Beaudry stated the woman was asking for money, but Beaudry told her she was too old for him. Beaudry stated the woman said she had a 9-year-old daughter and agreed to send Beaudry's sexual child to him in exchange for money. Beaudry admitted to paying her $100 through Western Union for the video. Beaudry agreed to show me the video of the girl, which was on his iPad. The video shows an obviously prepubescent Asian girl who dances around, removing her clothing and becoming nude. Beaudry also agreed to show us his phone, which had 2 photos of underage Asian females topless. Beaudry stated he has received approximately 30 child material in the form of photographs of nude underage girls, which he has since deleted from his cell phone.
Upon examination of any witness, I find the offenses charged were committed and that there's probable cause to believe defendant committed the offense. Counsel, your appearance, please.
Good afternoon, Judge. Attorney Corey Westmoreland appearing on behalf of Mr. Beaudry. Mr. Beaudry, would you please state your name for the record?
Sam. Okay. Kenneth Mark Boudry.
All right, thank you. Council, I ask for the arraignment.
At this time, Judge, we are prepared to waive a formal reading. My client stands mute.
The court's going to waive the formal reading. Sir, you have the right to have an attorney if you cannot afford one. The court will appoint one to represent you. And in fact, you've had an opportunity to speak to an attorney today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. The court's also signed the petition in order for court appointed attorney for felony matters. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have a trial by a judge or by a jury. And you also have the right to remain silent. Anything you may say orally or in writing may be used against you in court. Do you understand those rights, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court's going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. Schedule this matter for a probable cause conference on June 13th at 9:45 a.m. And counsel as to bond.
Yes, Your Honor, I would like you to know that my client currently resides in Wyandotte. He is gainfully employed at. He's not currently on probation or parole. He has no other pending matters. And after speaking with him at length, he did assure me that he would be appearing at all future court dates, and he has no history of absconding. I just ask that all that be taken into account when assessing a bond on behalf of my client.
All right. This shows GXO Logistics as his employer. Did he change?
I believe they're an entity that works with. So he works right across the street.
Okay, Mr. Boudry, are you currently on probation or parole anywhere, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Are you currently out on bond in any other jurisdiction?
No, Your Honor.
Have you ever failed to appear in court for any reason, sir?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Detective Haskins, would you like to address bond?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Boudry does live in the neighborhood in Wyandotte where there are many children present. I believe that he does pose a considerable risk to children of this neighborhood and of society in general. So I'm going to request a bond of $250,000 cash.
Sir, do you have any of your own children?
Yes, I do.
How old are
Yes,
your
Your Honor, I
children?
do. My oldest is 40, 38, 28, and 26.
Do you
I have
have
grandchildren.
any grandchildren, and how old are your grandchildren?
18, 5, and 3.
And do they all live locally, or do you have regular contact with them?
The closest are the 2 youngest, which are in the city of Woodhaven. And the other one lives down and the older one lives in Monroe.
All right. Given the nature of the allegations in this matter, the court does find that Mr. Boudry presents a significant risk to the public. The court's going to order a $250,000 cash bond with the following bond conditions in the event bond is posted. You're not to have any contact with the complaining witness or victims in this matter. You're not to have any contact with any prosecution witnesses. And no contact is phone, contact, text message, email, social media, third party, anything of the like. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs that are not prescribed. You're not to possess or have access to any firearms and or any weapons. You are to have a GPS tether, house arrest, may work with proof shown to the tether agent. and you're not to have access to any computers, smartphones, tablets, etc. You're not to have access to any internet, social media, anything of the like. You're not to have any contact with any minor children. Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
We'll get a copy of our bond conditions and we'll see you back on the 13th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.